Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Nation. And boy, we're 10 days away. I'm your man, Rod Love, and sitting next to me, I don't know if I'm going to call him Santa Claus, the Grinch, or just the general.
Where's the Santa Claus come from?
Hey, Attorney
ain't got no red, ain't got no beard, ain't got no hat on, but you think Santa Claus.
But we 10 days away, man. 10 days away, man.
And ain't bearing no gifts either, so call me Mr. Grinch.
Grinch, call you the Grinch.
Yeah.
Now, we ain't going to call you the Grinch because what you do in your full-time capacity, everybody calling you Santa Claus. hey, but man, like you ask me all the time, I'm gonna ask you, man, how was your weekend?
Oh man, the weekend was pretty good, man. I just got a chance to rest and relax a little bit. I can't remember what I did this weekend, but whatever it was relaxing.
It was relaxing,
like that. Yeah, whatever it was relaxing.
Hey, so Attorney Jackson, the countdown is on.
Countdown is on, man. I don't know if people have realized it, but this year is flown by.
Yes, it has.
And before we knew it, we were sitting up, and it was 10 days before Christmas, man. Yeah. And if we were singing that old Christmas carol, we'll be on what's that? Two Turtle Doves right now.
Well, we so close, man. We're very close. I mean, Greg, it's so interesting, man, that you say we 10 days away, man, and you know how your memories pop up?
Yeah.
Man, I had my memories pop up today in one of my platforms, and that memory was of Rihanna, probably 4 years old, and Reagan, baby. Both, I'm holding both of them, Greg. And you're talking about 10 days, but I'm talking about, man, almost like a lifetime has flashed. Because Rihanna's a nurse now, Reagan's in school. Your daughter is
last year of engineering, engineering school, yeah. So. Listen, I tell anybody, especially the ones that have newborn kids or that are, 2 or 3 years old, enjoy this time.
Enjoy it.
Because before you know it, you're going to look up and that time has passed, and, you can't get those days back, once they're gone. So enjoy this time, spend that time with the kids while they're young. It's kind of hard because, look at this.
Oh, Doc, thank you, Doc. Hey, I mean, and look, Greg, she still got that same attitude. Hey, but you know what? I'm just thinking, man, it wasn't too long ago. You and your wife was hugging Kennedy, and we hugging Rihanna, saying, go off and
do great things.
Do great things, and more there. But Greg, on that note, thank you, Doc. Timing was excellent.
Yep.
But on that note, too, Greg, man, it just brings. It's bittersweet, man, because I'm not in that mindset, and I'm gonna say mindset anymore, where I'm just gonna be sad when some of our friends leave us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about none other than Chet Glover. Chet Glover, man, he has been a staple in this community, and for a lot of folk who are familiar with Chet Glover, there he is. Chet worked. He was a congressional constituent services individual for 2 United States representatives.
Corinne Brown, as well as Miss Dennis.
Dennis, you're right.
Former Congresswoman Dennis. That's right. Yeah.
Also was a journalist writer for the Orlando Sentinel, and also I gotta say, man, Chet is the person who got you and I to become members of the Central Florida Association of Black Journalists.
Yeah. No, listen, I mean, I just found, it much the same way as last week when we talked about the unfortunate passing of Miss March. This is just another week where we are talking about the loss of another giant in our community, someone who served our community. And, Mr. Glover, the last time I saw him, as always, had a smile on his face, a welcoming heart, and, the attitude of what can I do for you, similar like what we were saying about Miss March. And so, that is, definitely, a big loss to the community and to folks that he touched through his service as, wasn't a legislative aide, but what was he was a
constituent, well, really in the form of a legislative aide at the federal level.
Right. Yeah.
So Chet was, and I got to tell this quick story too, Greg. Met Chet when I first moved to Central Florida 30-something years ago.
Right.
And we hit it off, man, good brother. And he said to me, hey, Rod, hey, man, I got to work on you a haberdasher. And come on, man, Greg, I'm fresh out of college, and I'm like,
what is that? Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
You know, and Chet was always tight work.
To the nines.
You know,
Yeah, dressed to the nines.
And so sometimes, oftentimes, when people say stuff, Greg, you don't have to come back and say, okay, what's that? Because sometimes you don't want to look like
you don't want to look like.
Hey, and I went up and looked at what haberdasher. The next time I saw Chet, I say, thank you. I say, you gonna be my haberdasher now? And man, Chet, man, I tell you, great guy. He will definitely be missed. And once again, to the Central Florida Association of Black Journalists, man, they do great work. It's one big family, and when I say family, it is a family, man. And so we want to extend our condolences to Chet's family, the Central Florida Association of Black Journalists. Our hearts will be with you.
Yeah, no doubt. And he passed away, I think you said yesterday or Saturday?
I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry, I don't know which one.
Yeah, so I wonder, when they're having his services.
Well, Tammy Fields, when I say that association is close knit, she let everybody know that they will make sure that we get the arrangements, man, so that we can show our respects to them. And so once we get that, we'll go ahead and put that out as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Doc Black, what you got going on, man?
Yeah, the Glovers, they started the sign business here in Orlando in 1973.
I didn't know that.
That's Tony.
He wasn't from Orlando, was he?
Huh?
Chet,
is he from Orlando?
No, I don't believe Chet's from Orlando.
I think he is, or his family. I know
No,
Glover Signs was over there on Washington Street.
Hey, you talking about different Glovers, Doc?
Am I?
Yes, you
Okay.
talking about but yeah, man.
Sure? They're not related?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll get that information out to everybody as soon as we get it.
No doubt. So, but listen, though, Doc, now that we're on with the show, man, some other bad news. It's unfortunate that we have to talk about some things that are taking place in just this past weekend. Brown University experienced a tragedy. There was a shooter on the campus of Brown University. 2 students were shot and killed, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate any time when someone goes off to school to want to learn and do great things. And as a matter of fact, the young lady, one of the young people that was shot and killed was, I think she was president of the Young Republicans on campus at Brown University. And there was a report that they had someone in custody, but apparently that person is no longer, well, it's just a person of interest. They released them. But then the other thing, too, that I thought was kind of interesting is Bondi Beach, Australia. Doc, I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah, man, I watched the video.
Yeah, man, there was on Bondi Beach. Yeah, and
that was wild.
Yeah, right now there are 15 people who have been killed, 25 who are still hospitalized. But here's the thing: the person who rushed to the aid and actually tackled the one of the gunmen, because there was 2 gunmen. It was a father and son who was committing these shootings, and one of the people the person who tackled the gunman to kind of stop things was a guy from Syria.
Oh, okay.
Now remember, we just heard about some incidents with 2 soldiers in Syria, and people were saying that the Syrians may not be friends of the U.S., but this is a clear sign that someone of Syrian descent is not a bad person. They're not people who believe in destroying Jews and Americans and different things like that. And it was interesting because the report is, and Doc, I don't know if you heard this, but the report is he was on the beach with his cousin, and he told his cousin to tell everybody, tell him that I died trying to be a hero because I'm not going to make it. And he went and he tackled this guy.
That's the video.
And took his gun.
Yeah.
And took his gun.
Yeah.
So, that right there, Rod asked me what I would have did with the gun, and I'd have shot him. As soon as I got that gun, so the fact that this guy put himself, kudos to him. He a hero.
And he was shot twice himself in the arm and in the leg.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
So because the son was on this bridge and you saw the father get tackled by this guy.
The son shot him in the arm and in the leg.
Wow.
So
and he still took
that. Yeah. So tragedy, unfortunately in Australia. But we saw the good and humanity
Yeah.
from what took place, and that someone literally risked their lives to save others.
Other people. Yeah,
to
you're
save
right.
others. So.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't even know how to make a transition.
And that's why we can't paint people with broad brushes. We talk about the left and the right, the red and the blue, and all of that. At the end of the day, we're all Americans. Syrians and Muslims are human.
Yeah.
And you know, they want what's best, like most people, for their families, for their communities. So we can't, you know, this always constant other thing needs to stop.
Yeah, listen, Doc, it's almost like when we were talking about, the cancel culture.
Yeah.
And people thinking that those who were speaking or canceling other people, that it was this big voice of Americans that wanted to cancel people who were exercising their right to speech. It's really a small group of people like Hamas. I mean, it looks big because of the destruction that they caused. I mean, listen, 15 people shot, 15 people killed, 25, but the majority of people, as we know, and as Dr. Sand and as we've already said, the majority of people want to live in harmony with other people.
You're right.
They don't want this confusion. They don't want this, this discontent and to continue to spew this hate and things like that. And so this is again, it's just one of those examples.
Well, Greg, I can't end on that note without, and this is not a question or a statement for you or for Doc, but didn't MLK say something in order for bad things to happen? All it takes is for people to be silent.
Good people to be quiet.
Yeah. So
good people to be silent.
But Greg, in terms of that, man, will you let everybody know who they listening to?
Oh, listen, man. Yeah, we got right into it, man. But right now, they tuned in to Two the Most Simple with your boy, Sister Florida, on Monday Night Podcast. Brother Love and Greg Jackson. And we got Dr. Polite in this hat on. If you want to be a part of the night show, all you got to do is hit 407-921-6195. Again, that's 407-921-6195. And Brother Love, all they got to do is just tune in, and we're going to raise those IQs 15 to 20 points. And on some nights, Brother Love, 25 to 30. 25 to 30. So again, you want to be a part of the night show, all you got to do is hit that number, or just use your little Twitter fingers, get on Facebook, and you can join us here in this conversation. Doc Polite, Greg Jackson, Brother Love, and also Brother Armando every now and again. So Doc, Brother Love, let's get it on.
Hey man, I love that transition, and from that, man, I want to go straight to Michigan.
Oh,
I want to go straight to Michigan.
Yeah, listen, you talking about tragedy. Talking about tragedy.
Great. How much is this brother?
$30 million. It was a $30 million contract. So listen, you got to lay it out for people who have not heard. For people who have not heard, the Michigan coach has been highly successful. Michigan, was it last year before last, they won the championship?
Yeah.
And this African American coach, young coach, came
39.
Took this program, has made it, has brought it back to the days of old when Michigan, Notre Dame, and Florida State, and all of these teams were like the cream of the crop in terms of football royalty. And so young guy had his whole life ahead of him, and in my opinion, he still has his life ahead of him. This is a little hiccup, but come to find out, he was actually having an inappropriate relationship with the staff member, a young lady who was on his staff. And apparently, the young lady wanted to call off the relationship or something like that because allegedly there was a pregnancy involved. He had taken her from being an assistant in the athletic department from making $50,000 a year to $90,000 a year. Was looking out for and didn't want to let the relationship go. And so because he would not let it go, she reported the relationship, reported him to Michigan, University of Michigan. And University of Michigan has a zero tolerance policy when it comes to relationships with staff members and different things like that. For obvious reasons, we saw some of this happen with Nestle. Yeah. Also with the Kiss Cam CEO. Those relationships just never really work out or pan out. And so she reported to Michigan, and Michigan that very day fired him on the spot. And they fired him for cause, which means that now that contract that he has, they can probably terminate that contract without any buyout whatsoever.
Let me ask y'all, do y'all think that's right? That an employee is able to do that?
Yeah.
Why?
Hang on, that employee, you say employee?
Employer is able to dictate personal interaction like that.
Yeah, Because what happens is, number one, they know about it before they agree to sign that contract. This is a contractual relationship, a contractual agreement that they agree not to violate the policies of an institution, employer, or things like that. And that's a part of what the institute says. You cannot have these types of relationships with others. But now the other reason why it works is because if you don't address these situations, what happens is you have unfair treatment. You have people who may be targeted, people who may become victims through sexual assault and sexual abuse because someone of power thinks that they can just go and start these relationships, promise somebody something, bring them on like he did with this young lady from $50,000 to $90,000 in 1 year is a lot of money. Now he controls her life and her destiny and her well-being. But what does that do to the other employees? Think about that.
Correct. Disparity from the standpoint, and Greg, you know this better than anybody else. The litigious issues that take place when you got somebody that's far more qualified than this individual, but yet she went from 58,000 to 90,000, and they gave a time span in there that was also something that made people raise their eyebrows.
Right. And then the other thing too is that the perception. Do you want someone who's married with a young family, young kids, who is out there having these types of relationships? And then here's the other thing too, though, Doc. Turns out this young lady may not have been the only one. Turns out that in addition to this young lady, and more information is coming out, there's been some conflicting stories on this, but apparently after he won the national championship, he reached out to a couple of OnlyFans models. Yeah, and reaching out to the OnlyFans models, he basically said, "Hey, listen, I'll give you all season tickets to the game if we can all link up and have some fun."
Quid pro quo, huh?
Yeah. So universities, they have to watch this because now you're now linked to what this person is doing, and do you want that? Do you want to be tagged with these types of?
So I have a question for you and Doc because the talking heads over the weekend.
Oh wait, we ain't finished yet though.
Okay, go ahead.
So we ain't finished yet. So he was fired immediately by Michigan. Now, instead of licking his wounds, going to the house, whatever, he went to the girlfriend's house. Went to the girlfriend's house.
Did he break in or he charged in?
Well, it break in, charge in, something happened, but he got into the house and she didn't want him there.
Yeah.
And he grabbed 2 knives. Now, apparently he said he was going to hurt himself. There's some allegations that he was going to harm her. But he was arrested the same day that he was fired at the girlfriend's house for assault and for threatening her, bodily harm to her as well. And so he's been placed in jail. Or he may be out now.
He's out now. Yeah, but he was in there for a couple of days.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Now, this guy was on a $30 million contract. He was on a $25,000 or $250,000 bond, and he had to sit in jail because they didn't have the money to pay it outright. So that tells you a little something.
This is a this is a recurring story.
Yeah.
If we think about the over the years, how many people have been destroyed, or not destroyed, but have destroyed themselves through actions like this.
But here's the question I got for you and Greg. I mean, all the talking heads, that's all that took place when this happened. You go look at Stephen A. Smith, you look at all these talking heads, and one of the biggest questions that's being put out there right now is this, and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. It's being said that, man, this guy really made an impact with Michigan. Yeah. His bona fides spoke for themselves. But now the big question is, how long will it ever be before somebody that looked like him ever occupy that seat again? And I don't know, man. I think when you have that talent, it has to shine. But then you look at these contracts. Lane Kiffin, $90 million with a $15 million coaches pool. You're looking at these deals that's being made. And who else are you seeing?
Now, is that fair? Because you got to look at Urban Myers.
But when you say is it fair, what do you mean? Is it fair? What do you mean? Is it fair?
No. Because do we have the same expectation of this young man as Urban Myers?
Or do we have different expectations?
Yeah, or do we have a different one?
To your point, Urban Myers comes from the same thing, and he has
hold up, that ain't no good example.
That's a good example.
No, that ain't no good example. I'm gonna tell you why that's not a good example.
Why? Urban Myers. Now you get loud. Now you mad. Now.
But see, Urban Myers wasn't. I don't think
Myers was University of Florida football coach when he realized from a recruitment standpoint that he wasn't going to have that championship team anymore. Urban Meyer, now I want to go spend time with my family. Then he come back, Ohio State, got another good opportunity. Ohio State, because Greg, you know that ain't no good example. This guy got.
But no. But to Doc's point, though, why did he leave Ohio State?
He
got caught up with a female, with a young girl, with a young co-ed.
Well,
exactly.
And he has not returned to back to coaching since that time.
Yeah.
He's still over everybody's TV screen. It's not.
Yeah,
like
but see, he will this he hasn't returned.
Wait, stop it. Hold on, wait. Did Urban Meyer get arrested?
No.
Did Urban Meyer go to the girlfriend house and threaten her and pull out knives and stuff?
No.
Did Urban Meyer have a young wife with 3 young kids?
You're right.
Yeah, he had a wife. Didn't he have a wife?
Yeah.
So no, but Greg is right. But my point is,
see, now you got us messed up because now you got me and Doc agreeing. This ain't supposed to happen. This ain't supposed to happen.
I'm not saying he. I'm asking, is he going to be totally out of football? Will he get blackballed? Because they didn't blackball Urban Meyer totally from football because he's been a commentator.
He's been
a commentator.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. You're saying this guy.
Yeah, but Greg got a point. He didn't do it to the level that this guy did.
I didn't throw it. Another dude got arrested.
Okay.
But look. The other kind of, it's controversial, but a lot of people on social media are talking about, this is what you get for messing with, a Becky.
But listen, his wife. I mean,
his wife white. That's his preference.
Yeah.
So
but the guy's nuclear right now.
But here's the thing. It just happened 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. We can't compare him to Urban Meyer just yet because he hasn't gone through his healing process. How does he come back from this? That's the question. Is he gonna pull and listen? Is he gonna pull an Andrew Gillum on us and go even crazy? Is he gonna do that? Or is he going to heal from this?
I like what you're saying in terms of.
How's
man?
No,
you're right.
I don't think he will because he didn't have the level of resume that an Urban Myers had.
Well, but let me say this. You talk about level of resume, and Greg, you chime in on this too. Here's the part that I think will make or break him when you talk about a return. Who's going to step up from the coaching league? Because you got to have a name, and I'm specifically talking about surrogates.
Who's his mentor?
Yeah, who's his mentor? Yeah. What guys are going to sit back and say, "Hey, man, everybody makes mistakes, but the one you made is like really bad. But hey, we're going to help you in your redemption."
I think it's going to be some coaches that rally around him. But time has to pass. They're not going to do it now. Not openly.
Oh, you're right.
And I don't think they can. But I think that you're going to have. I think an Urban Meyer will come around this guy.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that a Nick Saban will rally around this guy. I think that on the professional ranks, I think that a Tomlin will rally around this guy. Maybe not publicly and out loud, but they will rally around this guy and say, "Listen, this is high profile. Everybody makes mistakes. You got to learn from this. You got to move past it and tell your story beyond today."
Hey, for those of you who are tuned into the show, hey, dial in and let us know what your thoughts about this. Area code 407-921-6195.
Why do so many men get in this predicament?
Come on, man. You know why.
I mean, we see it happen time after time after time. What is it that we're as men in America that
not in America, men in general.
It's wild to me. It is wild.
Listen, this man is in a high-profile position. Listen, this is Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. I mean, out of all the people that Bill Clinton could have slept with, why Monica Lewinsky?
I'll give you
close proximity.
Okay.
Probably somebody that listened to him when nobody else would listen to him. It probably has some stuff going on at home because his wife isn't excited about the wins as she is, and they connect and they click, and the next thing you know, he done kissed on the cheek, and then they holding hands on the back of the butt. I mean,
it can be anything. Yeah. But okay, so it happens now.
Not. I had some women, but I ain't never had no $30 million woman.
Hey, because that's the price you pay.
Hey, don't touch yourself either, Doc.
That's the
don't
price.
touch yourself, man.
That's the price
I don't
you
want to
pay.
be tested. I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to be tested.
Hey, that's the price you pay. So now,
Hey, I don't know. Now to make me lose 30 mil
let's see what
for now reason.
But let's see what the road to redemption is going to look like.
That's going to be. That's what's really and truly going to tell.
And then at what level? At what level? You know, where does he come
I don't think he'll be able to go back to college for a while. He'll probably get on the staff with a pro team.
You know what, Greg? It's going to be hard. I mean, a period of time is going to have to take place because right now you got all these groups that would come out. I mean, any team that picked this guy up in the next year or so, the first thing that's going to be hit, you're going to have these different groups come out.
Look at aside from the pros. Remember,
look at Jonathan Major. They still dinging him. He just lost the part. He was supposed to play Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Major.
And now look,
yeah. I was just thinking about
yeah. And so you know, I don't know to what degree Jonathan Major should be blackballed that much.
Hey, but you know what? When we talk about road to redemption and all that good old stuff, there's one piece that I don't want us to leave out, and we're going to bring that up at the end of the show. So I want to talk about this Polk County piece too. With these young men, it was about 8 of them, Greg. 8 and all these.
You heard about this, Doc?
These kids came from. They came from.
You heard about this? About the teenagers arrested in Polk County?
No.
But first off, they didn't realize they were in the wrong county to mess around.
What is a soccer team or something like that?
Football team.
Yeah.
Football team.
Yeah, somebody tell them that they were in Polk County with Grady Judd. But go ahead, Don.
Okay, so the kids were here from Philly. Mm-hmm. They were playing a team. Greg, I don't know. Were they from Polk County? The team that they were playing? I don't know. But they were there to play this championship game. These kids Uber to like a mall or
Sporting Goods.
Okay, Sporting Goods place. And Doc, they went and they started, 8 of them, started stuffing their pockets with stuff, stealing. And what happened? Grady Judd arrested each and every one of them, but then they called the coach.
And this is the amazing part right here that I'm still baffled by the coach's response to this.
They called the coach, and the coach tried to ask law enforcement to look the other way to let these kids go. And once that didn't happen, then the coach started saying, you guys don't have anything else better to do with your time. And to me, if I'm one of those kids' parents, 1, the lack of supervision.
Yeah.
2, when you look at, and Greg, let me just say this. I think law enforcement did their job. They did their job. That coach should have been there saying to those players, this is the kind of stuff that you get yourself in, but I still got a question about the supervision of those kids catching Ubers to this location and doing what they did. Great. How old were these kids?
14. They're like 14, 15. These are teenagers.
Hey, but do you see Sheriff Grady Judd's response to the coach? His response to the coach is, hey, you come to Polk County, I don't care what age you are, this is what you're going to get. And then he started talking about leadership. He started talking about these kids need to be looking at the fact that they let their teammates down because they lost that game too. But then the other piece that was discussed and talked about was if you're coaching these kids and this is your response to them getting caught red-handed, you know what I'm saying about integrity is not something that you do when people watch it, but it's when nobody's watching.
That's right.
So now you have it. These kids actually have to agree. You know the legal, but they actually have to come back
because it's a felony charge.
Yeah,
3rd-degree felony charge. That's how much stuff they were stealing, Doc. They were stealing so much stuff until they were charged with 3rd-degree felonies.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you. You know, if I'm the parents,
what they say, come to Florida on vacation, leave on probation.
Remember what you said that?
I ain't never heard that.
But you know what?
Trying to find out.
Yeah, but you know what? So one of my friends was asking me, say, if you're one of the parents of those kids, how do you respond to that? I said, what my response, number one, thank God, I'm not, but my response would be for my child, hey, you're going to show that you're contrite, number one. You're going to show that this is not the family that you come from.
It may be the family that they come from, though. Maybe the family that they come from.
Yeah, well,
I mean, the coach's response may not be far from what the parents' response would have been.
You're right,
which is sad.
But I hate to think that, though, man.
Yeah, but listen, that's what I think the parents' response would have been.
Well, you're coming back to the wrong state if you can't show any remorse and be contrite about what took place. But if I'm the parents of one of those young men, you come back, man, and you bow your doggone head and you show that you're contrite, and hope and pray that you get granted some doggone diversion as a youth.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in all likelihood, they will.
But, man, you walk up in the Florida courtroom now with your chest all out like it's a badge of honor.
Well, no, they better not do that in Polk County. I'm just saying like that. They better not do it in Polk County. So, but that's unfortunate that you have some young people come here to Central Florida. And instead of enjoying, what little bit of sunshine we do have in December right now, the nice weather, getting ready for their football game, playing the game, they decide that their extracurricular activity is going to be to go to a Dick's Sporting Goods store. And what possibly could they want to go to Dick's Sporting Goods store and steal?
Greg, for that amount of money that made it a felony. I don't know. Hey, okay, so Australia, Greg.
We're going back to Australia.
Going back to Australia. Man, you see how we traveling around here?
Yeah, man.
Hey, and social media. But this is something akin to what the Florida legislature
is trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, except the Florida legislature is trying to do it up to the age of 18. But for those who have not been keeping up with the news, in Australia, they have enacted a ban for anyone under the age 16 and under from being on social media. Part of the reason that they're saying is that social media is being used to harm young people through bullying actions, through exploitation, through sex trafficking, and different things like that. Remember, in Apopka, there was a young girl who met somebody on social media, and he abducted the girl for a short period of time.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And so these older guys, these scumbags, are meeting young girls online, getting them to come out of their homes or meeting places, and sometimes these girls disappear. And so because they're doing this through social media, in Australia, they're saying, hey, if you're under the age of 16, you're banned from using.
Oh, so Greg, this is not even having the parental consent piece. This is like,
oh yeah, no, you're banned. Yeah.
So with that being said, when you take into consideration how much revenue these platforms such as TikTok and all those are making from these younger kids, how do you think that's going to go in Australia?
I mean, listen, Australia, I'm sure they've thought this through. I think that they believe that it's more important to keep their young people safe than it is to generate revenue for social media companies. They have to, if social media companies would have just taken responsibility for the platform that they have created that allows certain things to happen. I mean, I remember just over in Polk County, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, a young girl was bullied on social media and she committed suicide. How many times have you heard about
that's happened numerous times?
Yeah, I'm not going to say how many times have you heard about people on social media being bullied? Look at what happened. What's happening with that clown here, Papa Mole? He's bullying people. He is slandering people on social media, and social media does nothing to protect its users. So, really and truly, I think that social media should be held accountable for certain actions of individuals when they're made aware of it if they don't stop it from happening.
The discussion is that government/legislation has not caught up to social media platforms as of yet. And then, Greg, you look at how large and wide in the revenue spans of social media have litigation been successful against social media as of yet that you know about?
Well, I mean, no, because at this juncture, the federal law somewhat protects social media companies because they're saying that there's really no nexus between the actions of the individual users and social media. But I disagree. I think that they've created this space. And when you create a space or create a structure, that you are responsible for keeping that space reasonably maintained within a reasonably safe.
Well, couldn't the idea or the concept of a harmful product?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But listen,
because it's proven that it is harm. It has harm.
Very harm, especially when they're made aware of it and they know about it. I mean, they can literally put algorithms into the social media platforms, so if you say certain words or certain patterns of words go into place, that they can flag that. So you can't tell me that they can't do it. But now you know who does it. I'm gonna tell you who does a good job.
Who? Facebook?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok, yeah.
Oh, you can't mess around on TikTok.
Because I've been noticing how you can't say certain words. Yeah.
And if you say certain words on TikTok, they will.
Yeah, but on TikTok, Facebook track you everywhere. I can look on my phone, and then come to my desktop, and what I search for on my phone is now coming in my feed on my Facebook.
Yeah, but they may be following you, but are they protecting you if someone says something
that's too much? What they're doing is that app on your phone is following you around in your search. It's looking at the cookies.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that part. What I'm talking about is if someone says something derogatory or offensive towards you, Facebook isn't flagging that; they're just following you. TikTok, literally, like when I'm doing my TikTok stuff and I get comments, they will send me a message to say someone has made an offensive comment. Do you want us to stop this from happening? Literally.
See, I don't even get that.
Yeah. Listen, bro. Listen, you know me.
But you know what?
I get at them, so I get at them.
You know, there's a lot of technology out there, Greg. Is there one that? Well, I'm sure it's one that could actually do that. Of course. They listen. These social media companies have brilliant individuals where they can flag words and patterns of words. If certain words are put together a certain way, they know that is an indication that this is a threat. I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again here, that if individuals were held accountable for the level of defamation that they say about folk, you would hear less of it. And the key word is this: if they were held accountable, because and Greg, you the lawyer here, there's a fine line in defamation and slander versus saying something true about somebody, just the fact that they don't like it and don't sound pretty.
We need a wolf ticket law.
A wolf ticket law, Doc?
Yep. If you sell wolf ticket, I can sell ass whoopings.
Yeah. You selling the wolf tickets. Yeah. You start selling the wolf tickets. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I've seen firsthand people get on social media platforms that spew false information, slanderous information, information that places individuals in a false light. And you can report that to a social media platform, and you can provide them with proof that this isn't true. And certain social media platforms, i.e. Facebook, will do zero about it. Zero about it. And so that's why I think that, yes, absolutely. If they're not going to protect these young people on these platforms, they should not benefit from having.
Listen, all of them are like that. That's like, okay.
Exactly.
Do you know that you have no recourse against about 90% of the companies online? I had Stripe take $800 out of my account because someone somehow they hacked my Stripe account and they made charges. And I, trying to do the right thing, I said no. I it's not even live yet. And I sent the thing back. They took the money from me. And I've been fighting Stripe now for 6 months, trying to get my $800 back. And it's basically, I wrote the state of Florida. I wrote California consumer offices, sent letters, all of that stuff. And these people are just like acting like I ain't said nothing. I went on X, on Twitter, and contacted them, publicly explained the situation to them, and they basically have shut me down. I got all the screenshots, I got all of that, and I'm still twisting in the wind over this.
And what they're doing is they're making interest.
Yeah,
and they say because they are not a bank, they are
not regulated at that level.
Right. There's no regulation over them. There is no real regulation.
Yeah, if I recall right, though, there was something that went into place about a year ago where these platforms are responsible for that. And I want to say that I'll get the information for you though, Doc, but I want to say one of these platforms, they were actually tagged and sanctioned or fined because they were not providing protections to individuals who are being scammed on their platforms like that.
And the thing of it is, they told me it was fraud.
Right.
In the emails they said we acknowledge that this is fraud,
and they still won't give you your money back.
And they still won't give my money
so
back.
They got the money, boy.
Have you reached out to the CFPB?
Yeah, I have. In California, state and federal.
And what are they saying?
Nothing. I haven't heard from anybody. Well, California kicked it back, say, "Oh, this needs to go to the state of Florida." I'm not. No, they are headquarters right there in San Francisco.
So, Doc, if it happened to you, just imagine how many other people that this is taking place with.
I know, and I know how to follow this stuff up.
And did you hit up the Attorney General's office for the state of Florida?
Yeah, I did. I haven't heard a peep.
Interesting.
But tell you what,
and this needs to be a class action lawsuit, attorney, because this happened. I can take you on Reddit, and it's all over there where they're keeping people money about this thing. They say no, we're they get skirted around it because they say that they're not a bank, they are a transaction, and that the issue is between you and the other person. All they do is process the payment. Their payment processor.
Yeah, but they create the platform for it to happen.
Yeah, they say that all they do is process the payments.
All right, Attorney Jackson, I'll let you and Doc do your sidebar because I see something cooking with y'all too.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, because
I want to get through because we got some juicy stuff. Greg, give us an update on the Venezuela deal.
So yeah, Doc. Last week you said that Venezuela that it might be about oil.
Yeah,
I think you might be right because what did we find out 2 days after the show? 2 days after the show, we found out that a Navy special ops team, along with the Coast Guard, that they actually took possession of or commandeered a oil tanker that had been desanctioned by the Biden administration. Now, the oil, and I think there are like 1,000 ships that they say that are out there right now that are operating without the proper registration. But the oil is being taken from places like Venezuela and other countries that produce oil and being taken to countries like Russia, Iran, and other countries that are havens for terrorism. And they're using the drug money in order to fund this operation of being able to take the oil and to finance the ships and things like that, to move this oil illegally after being desanctioned from one place to the next. So, Doc, I came back. I told Brother Burns, because I saw Brother Burns on Friday. I was like, man, I said, I got to go back and tell Doc Floyd. I didn't see it at first, but now I see it. It appears to be something.
Not only that, the other thing that piece to this is that they actually came out with reports, several major news sources this week, showing where the fentanyl comes from.
Yeah.
And it's not Venezuela.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said realistically, there is no reason for us to be the amount of drugs that Venezuela does export is not even we can't even justify attacking them. So what's really going on?
So now where they say is it China, the primary place of
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
Interesting.
Hey, since we're in international waters right now,
yeah.
I'm gonna stay international for a quick minute. The Ukraine peace talks.
Well, hold on. Before we go to the Ukraine peace talks, fentanyl. Doc, did you hear what President Trump did today?
What?
No.
He declared fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction.
I wonder why.
But
what does that mean if you declare a substance or an ordinance as a weapon of mass destruction?
Well, now here's the reality of it. It's chemical warfare. Listen, he's right, because it's chemical warfare.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the equivalent of mustard gas in essence, because it's taking people out left and right.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's middle America, the Midwest, and rural areas it's bad.
But great.
It's bad.
But to what you're saying, and Doc, I hear you. does this put us in a situation or position to where you can justify a higher level of use of force to address it?
And not only use of force, but going outside into the areas where it needs to be done. Compare this is what I want to do. Compare. So remember, the war on drugs started in the late or in the early 1980s with Ronald Reagan, right? The war on drugs. But what did that war on drugs look like? Compare that war on drugs to what we're seeing right now. The war on drugs in the 1980s saw a disproportionate amount of African-American males and African-Americans being incarcerated for crack cocaine versus powder cocaine.
Right.
And back then, people always said, why are you going after the people on the street level and not going to the people that are producing it?
Yeah.
Now look at this war on drugs and what Trump is doing. This is what we were asking for in the 1980s. Why is it that they were going after the Black community at that time and going after the dealers on the street who were just trying to feed their families, who they may make a couple $100,000 a week out,
who are the primary users of fentanyl?
Well, right now, fentanyl has no color right now.
No, that's not true.
No, listen.
It is disproportionately. It is disproportionately in the white rural community. It really is. I'm not saying that, people in the hood are going to always try stuff, but it's not like crack was. Because back in the 80s, predominantly those on crack cocaine were African Americans. Now that's a much different picture. I'm not saying it's justifiable, but I'm telling you, it's a different perspective and viewpoint, because now we've got Narcan, we've got more programs of intervention than what was back there.
So Doc, Greg, we talking about fentanyl right now, but also there was this anticipated announcement that was supposed to take place today by the president regarding marijuana, and in anticipation of the announcement that was supposed to take place today, you saw marijuana stocks go through the roof since last week. Did that, and I know Mondo probably was watching it too. Doc, did that take place today?
No, I didn't hear anything. I was listening for it.
So I mean, yet again, but you know what, man, we got 15 minutes. There's some things that I want. Hey, and Doc, I know you've been paying attention to this too. We've been talking about this for years, and finally we're seeing some things. Greg, Doc, Black Lives Matter, and I know y'all been watching the indictments, the prosecutions that's been taking place. What's your thoughts about that?
So now, wait. So according to 2023 data, age-adjusted fentanyl overdose death rates per 100,000 people in the U.S. were 35% African American, 28% Indian, 21% white, 16% Hispanic and Latino, and 3% Asian.
You said 35% African American?
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, opioid death, fentanyl death totals. But I'm looking at
in 2023, Black Americans experienced a death rate over 50% higher than the national average, while representing 13.7% of the U.S. population. They accounted for 22.6% of fentanyl deaths. So the only reason why I say that is because I don't want to put race on this drug.
Okay, I get that, but
it's hurting everybody. And if we want to look at it, it's killing Black folks like it's killing everybody else. But I don't want to put race on this.
But
I want to say that.
Hold on. I'm not putting race on it either. I'm pointing to the stats, and here are the stats. Here are the stats.
What is it saying? Make it bigger. Make it larger.
I think that's his.
What is that?
Hold on a second.
Who is KFF? I don't even know what no KFF is. Who is KFF?
That is the independent source for health policy research.
From who? Who? You got to give me more data on that.
This is for 2023.
All right,
but I'm looking at it. But here the opioid death. This is in 2023. So when you start looking at this stuff, I mean, you can go across there, because I'm not just making it up. I've been following this for quite a while, and I know that disproportionately that the rural areas in the Midwest have been hard hit because it's brought the same impact to those communities as it did with crack. It's basically the same thing has happened.
Right.
Where you have those communities that are just getting beat up.
So when you talk about rural America,
I'm saying like the Midwest, like Missouri, Ohio.
No, I got that. But when you talk about that, what population in those rural areas are we talking about?
I'm talking about whites.
I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about numbers now. I'm not talking about. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to put race. I don't want to put because fentanyl is a bad thing all the way around.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that it's a different people that use that.
But I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't think it's different people. I mean, black folks,
I think it is.
Indians using it, Asians using it.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. To me, I don't care. I don't care about the race of anybody who's using this drug.
It's a danger. I mean,
yeah, it's dangerous. I don't care what race. I don't care what age. I don't care what economic or what the economic demographics of these people are. This is a devastating drug.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that the approach is based on certain different demographic. We can't overlook that. I'm not saying I wish this on anybody, but I'm saying the approach to it is definitely to my seeing denotes that race plays a role in how it's enforced and how it's being treated. That's what I'm telling you. And
so I don't know if I go to that because what you're doing, we're comparing 1980 to 2020 to the 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
If we were putting this side by side with each other and said, okay, we have crack cocaine right now, we have fentanyl right now, how are we addressing these things? This is a totally different time period. I think that the approach is different because we now see the widespread negative effect that fentanyl is having on this country, not whites in this country, not black, on this country.
And if you go back, but if you go back, since we're not going to get to the stuff that I want to get to, if you go back, you look at the 80s, Greg, and the penalty for having powder cocaine
was different. Yeah, so that's when you saw that clear delineation and the difference of how you approach, how you address it.
I understand that in the enforcement. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that that's what's happening here because fentanyl is fentanyl. And whoever gets caught with it now, they all get the same punishment. That we can denote that. But what I'm saying is that the approach towards the addicts are different because back then the focus was on the street level users and distributors. Now they understand that the focus is on who creates it. You get what I'm saying? They were arresting users.
The other thing too now, think about this, and I just thought about this as you were talking, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
And in smoking crack cocaine, who does that affect? The person that's smoking, right?
Yeah.
If law enforcement comes into contact, not even touch, but comes into contact with fentanyl, someone can have an overdose of this drug without even actually ingesting it.
We played it on the show.
That's what I'm saying. This is a totally different thing. This is a dangerous drug to where you don't even have to ingest it to overdose on this drug.
Yeah. And I gotta find this story, but and I meant to bring it up last week, but we was going so fast. There's a story about a sheriff deputy that was actually using fentanyl, and he OD'd in the bathroom at work.
Oh no, that ain't what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the one where he came into contact
over the
with
trunk.
We
played that like a few years ago on this show.
So it's dangerous, man.
So Greg, Doc, let me bring this back full circle. So when you talk about the strategy and it being declared what again?
A weapon of mass destruction.
So now you're looking at the perspective of how we're looking.
Whoever's producing it.
Yeah.
is an
you
enemy.
can go in and you can attack or whatever. Yeah. Because remember that was the thing about Bush with the weapons of mass destruction that was never found.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes now. We got to talk about Diddy this week.
No. I wanted to push y'all. Y'all kept pushing back.
No. We got to talk about the Diddy thing now.
We're not gonna rush through the reckoning.
This Diddy thing off the table.
Hey,
what you want to do, brother?
We only got a few minutes left.
What you
Let's
wanna
address
Okay.
Black Lives Matter, because this is
All right. You're the ringmaster. You the ringmaster.
Black Lives Matter.
Hey, you the ringmaster.
No. So Black Lives Matter. We've talked about it for years now.
Man.
We talked about the fact that a lot of those. Remember when we went back and I think this was in the George Floyd area where corporate America committed $50 billion, and then we did a show a few years ago. At that point in time, there was only approximately what was it, Greg? 200 million probably.
Yeah.
That was committed.
Yeah.
That was actually real money.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the rest of that $50 billion? That's number one. But number two, now you're seeing a lot of what took place with the sympathy, the empathy of people who donated to Black Lives Matter. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe that when everybody started listening to this message was about bringing attention to some things when you talk about bias, disparity, and things of that nature. But then look at what took place with this effort.
So in Oklahoma, the leader of Black Lives Matter, Tashella Dickerson, age 52, was embezzled and accused of spending millions of grant dollars on international travel, groceries, and personal real estate after taking over the civil rights movement in Oklahoma in 2016. She was indicted on 20 counts, Doc. 20 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of money laundering on December.
3 million.
Yeah. And so, Black Lives Matter, for what it's worth, had the potential to do some great things and to mobilize young people during a time when young people were looking for their voice and had found their voice. If you ask me, they found their voice in Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter to me was akin to the civil rights movement and what Malcolm X was doing, what Huey Newton was doing, what Bobby Seals was doing, what Martin Luther King was doing in bringing attention to the disparate treatment of African Americans in this day and age. And you had leaders who squandered that.
They weren't leaders.
Well, leaders of organizations. I'm not saying they're leaders, but
they were opportunists.
Yeah.
Through this affiliate, it's proposed that they drew down maybe $5-6 million in donation, but overall, Black Lives Matter nationally supposedly accepted maybe $90 to $100 million.
Yeah. And this think about the Black Lives Matter leader in New Jersey that we talked about not too long ago.
Yeah.
And think about, all of them have been accused of buying houses and using those funds for their own personal gain.
I don't know what it is about people having no moral center or moral framework, but they just don't seem to have it. I mean, and this is not a new phenomenon, but it certainly has gotten worse where people are willing to do this kind of stuff. And it seems to be that we're not punishing folks for doing it.
Listen, compare that to, all right, I want y'all to think about this, the real leaders of the movement, all right? Compare that to Martin Luther King Jr., compare that to Malcolm X, compare that to Medgar Evers, compare that to Bobby Seale. They were basically functioning in poverty.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
These real major leaders of the civil rights movement, when African Americans were really, listen, we had a couple of instances, but this is where it was a systemic issue of African Americans being killed, being wrongfully prosecuted, and things like that. And these leaders who went out and traveled and gave their lives for others were living in poverty.
You're right.
But then you have people that's taking this money and living high on the hog.
And then you had the opportunists come along right after that generation.
But the way the temperature continued to rise on this thing is when the faith community was looked upon, and people were saying, well, shoot, Black Lives Matter has collected all this money, and you're still complaining, saying there's been nothing that's taken place in the Black community. Right. The churches started saying, we didn't get none of this money.
Right. Because all of that money, and apparently Black Lives didn't matter because nothing was done to help Black lives in those communities, i.e., what did you do for building sustainable communities? Instead of putting that $3 million or whatever towards your own personal real estate ventures and gains, what did you put in terms of money into the community to build some type of center?
Key word that you said, sustainable.
Yeah.
I mean, there were only marches taking place when there was a law enforcement shooting of a civilian versus drive-by shootings that were taking place every day.
And nobody says nothing.
Yeah.
Don't say a word. I mean, you don't have a program like there used to be a thing called Balling for Jesus in Apopka. Can't get funded whatsoever. Now kids going out stealing and taking Ubers to steal instead of doing something positive.
Doc, do you see this? This is what you usually do. See, now he gonna get me on my doggone high horse, and I'm not gonna do it. We got 1 minute left.
Hey Doc, your buddy got disbarred too, man.
Who?
Oh, Biden.
Hunter Biden got disbarred by Connecticut, man.
Who?
Hunter Biden.
He said your buddy.
Your boy.
Who?
Hunter Biden.
Y'all just be giving me boys. Man, Dammy and
Hey, he said that one in on you, Doc.
I'm not a Biden fan.
Yeah, man, your boy Hunter Biden got disbarred today. He got disbarred, man.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah.
Hey, on that note, I ain't gonna let him do you like that, Doc. On that note, I'm gonna tell.
I ain't say they ain't my boy. I mean,
hey, Doc, I ain't gonna let him do you like that. I'm gonna tell the general, man, you don't have to go home,
but you gotta get out of here.
Until next week on Let's Talk Nation. Hey, Jordan,
and y'all go watch the Diddy document. See what I'm talking about.
All right, Doc.